Good afternoon, good evening, whatever time you're watching this. Hello, I hope you are having a great day so far. I wanted to take a few moments to go over the schedule of assignments. This is a part 2, an addendum to your syllabus, okay? Just to go over things, make sure things are clear, and I will also go over your first speech in this video. So hopefully you have a good 15-20 minutes just to spare. Please note your exam, you only have one midterm. You do not have a final. Your midterm is from March 4th to March 6th. It covers all of the content from modules, 1, 2, and 3. So modules 1, modules 2, modules 3, that's chapters 1 through 10. All of that content will be on your exam. I will provide you with more information as we get closer, but just keep that in mind. Even if you are traveling out the country or whatever, you are responsible for this exam. All right? Now, I want you to pay attention to what you see here. I have this broken down by modules. And so each module has a completion date, because a lot of you may be asking, well, when is our first assignment due? When do I do it? And those are very valid questions, especially if this is your first time taking a class in the virtual college. So I want to provide as much clarity as possible. If there is something I go over that's a bit murky, you don't understand it, please shoot me a message and I will try my best to make sure you are on the same page as everyone else. Now, the first week, the completion date was this past Sunday. That was the original completion date. Now, because students were allowed to add or drop classes as far as this past Monday, and even there's still some things going on with schedules, I went ahead and extended that date. So if you have not completed the Meet My Classmates discussion, you can go ahead and do that. If you know that you only submitted your initial post and you did not respond to your classmates, here's your opportunity to go back and do so. If you only submitted like one sentence, you need to go back and complete your discussion properly. I am going to submit an announcement concerning that by itself. Why? Because 2608 is a Gordon Rule course and writing is a requirement. And so instead of assigning formal research papers, we accomplish meeting our writing requirement through this. And so your initial post and your 2 responses, each of those things need to be 100 words. So I am looking for 100 words for each post. So for each discussion, you will submit 3 posts, and each of those postings need to be 100 words. Now, what else I want you to focus on are the completion dates for the modules. You'll see module 1, the completion date is February 2nd. Module 2, the completion date is February 16th. For some of these modules, the dates may be closer to the module before. For some, it may be a little spread out, and that is okay. But what I want you to remember is that for each module, all of the content that I'm asking you to complete needs to be complete by the said date. Are you allowed to work ahead? You're more than welcome to do so. So if you want to go ahead and just knock out all of these quizzes for module 1, module 2, module 3, module 4, module 5, module 6, you are more than welcome to do so. Just make sure you remember there are no retakes for your quizzes and there's no extra credit offered in this course. So take your time. You have access to the textbook already, and so make sure you take notes, you do your best on those quizzes, okay? All right, and you will also notice that not all of your modules have a discussion. Module 1 has a discussion, but Module 2 doesn't. Module 3 has a discussion. Module 4 has a discussion, but then Module 5 does not. Module 6 has a discussion. So pay attention to when things are due. When things are due. Okay? You'll also notice that I have your midterm exam here, just the dates. And so you will see that there's going to be a break here in between when Module 3 is due and then in between when Module 4 is due. There's some time there because I want to make sure you have time to do your exam. And also, you can see that you have a speech analysis. Excuse me. You have a speech. What is this? You have a speech analysis coming up, and that's due on March 29th. Again, are you able to submit things early? If you understand the assignment fully, you are welcome to do so. However, I would like for you to take your time when you are submitting your written documents, your written assignments. Don't just do it the night before and upload it. Make sure you check for grammar. Make sure you check and make sure you're answering the questions properly. If there's something confusing, make sure you ask, okay? This document, I want to make sure you all knew where this was and you understood everything here. Now, again, most of you, I'm hoping, have gone over this, but your content is here under course content. So under the learning modules, you are going to find the chapter. So module 1, let's go there. You are going to see a link that will take you to chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, and then an outline for your intro speech and then the actual intro speech. And so you only have to do an outline for a couple of your speeches, the first one being your introductory speech, So pay attention to that as well. If you select the next link here on our main menu, you'll see speeches and outlines. You will see these are all the speeches you will complete. You will have an intro speech, a commemorative speech, a persuasive speech, and a demonstration speech. Okay? You will have to submit an outline for your intro speech, your persuasive speech, and your demonstration speech, but not speech 2, which is your commemorative speech. So keep that in mind. Critiques and analysis. You will have to submit 2 self-critiques and then 1 peer critique. Okay? A self-critique is like, hey, I did this speech. This is how I did. That is what you are doing. And then you're also doing a public speech analysis. And that is what you saw on the schedule of assignments. And this basically is something that takes time. You actually have to attend a speech that is performed in public. It can be a school board meeting, a county meeting. You can visit your local Toastmasters. It can be a speaker for an event on campus, or even watch a church sermon, a public speech. Find the definition of a public speech in your textbook. As we get closer to this date, I will talk more about this. But you need to attend a formal speech and you need to critique the speaker, the techniques, the language, all of that. Okay? Now let's go to your first speech. Introductory speech. This is not the standard intro speech, not the standard. This speech is just to introduce yourself to your class so we can better understand your identities, your perspectives, and we're going to do this in a creative manner. So your task is to identify a fictional character, and I'm reading from here, you have access to this. Your task is to identify a fictional character that represents who you are or how you see your life. Basically, someone you identify with. The character could be from a book, a short story, a television show, or a movie. The character will serve as the centerpiece of the speech. So you should explain how the character reflects who you are and how you see your life. You need to include a visual aid that reflects your chosen character. And the visual aid could be a picture of the character, or you could wear a costume, but be tasteful. Make sure you are fully clothed. You should incorporate the visual aid into the speech. It should help you make a point in the speech, not just sit in the background. Okay, so don't have, if you have an object that represents the character, don't just have it sitting there. You need to make sure that you are using it in your speech. You must perform the speech in front of an audience of at least 5 adults. Animals do not count. Children do not count. Adults. For some of you, I know it's like, where am I going to get 5 adults? If you have a full-time job, some students, they use their coworkers. They're like, hey, can I have 5 minutes of your time? I need to do this speech. And they complete it that way. I've had people in the Army who are in the reserves or out of the country complete this speech, and they just use 5 people in their audience, okay? Their co-workers. The audience must be shown on the video at the beginning and the end of the speech. Do not splice the video or alter it. Do not fade it in, fade it out. Failure to display your audience both at the end and the beginning may result in a reduction in your speech grade. And you upload it here to Launchpad. The time limit is 2 to 3 minutes. So this is not a very long time to speak. It's not at all. It's not. So if we go back, that was your speech. That was your speech. Let's go back to this folder because there's something that I also want to go over. If you go to the speech and outlines, you'll see the same link for the intro speech. But what you do need to come back to this folder for are instructions for your outline. You'll see it here, here, and here. You select this link and you will see an example of an outline. Do you need to include this phrase that says main point 1, main point 2, main point 3? No, you do not. But you still need to make sure you have the content there. Okay? If you have any questions, please let me know. If there's something that you did not understand, maybe I spoke too fast, that you just need me to go over again, just contact me and I will do my best to help you understand. Again, this is the schedule assignment and this was just an introduction to your first speech. Do not forget about your assignments that are due for each module. Okay? Look through all of the assignments that are due. Look through all of the assignments that are due and make a timeline, some type of schedule to assist you this semester. All right? I hope you guys have a great day. I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.